Two Brazilians, 2 seasons, 2 unforgettable runs. Vini Jr carried Real Madrid to Champions League glory in 2024, while Raphinha fired Barcelona to a domestic treble in 2025. Both world-class, but only one had the better season. Let's find out who really ruled Spain. Let's start with Vinicius Jr. The 2023-24 season will go down as one of Real Madrid's best ever seasons, and Vinicius Jr was at the heart of it. Real Madrid lifted La Liga, conquered Europe by winning the Champions League, and also added the Spanish Super Cup to complete a mini treble. Indeed, Vini was unstoppable. He was named the UEFA Champions League Player of the Season, earned spots in the La Liga and Champions League Team of the Year, and capped it all off by being crowned the FIFA Best Men's Player of the Year. In terms of numbers, Vini backed up the eye test with cold, hard outputs across all competitions. He racked up around 24 goals and 11 assists, scoring in crucial moments, including the Champions League final. In La Liga alone, 15 goals and 5 assists in just 26 appearances, despite missing games through injury. But what really stood out was his importance. Madrid's attack flowed through him. When they needed a spark, it delivered. When the stakes were highest, he stepped up. That's why so many people argue that 23-24 Vini wasn't just Madrid's star, he was one of the best players on the planet. But just a year later, Raphinha wrote his own superstar season, as in the 2024-25 season, Barcelona returned to the summit of Spanish football, and it was Raphinha who lit the way. Barca pulled off a domestic treble, winning La Liga, the Copa del Rey and the Spanish Super Cup. And Raphinha wasn't just part of the team, he was the standout. He was named the La Liga Player of the Season, proving that he was the league's most influential player. In Europe, he finished as the top scorer in the Champions League, cementing his reputation as a big game performer, as we saw with his goals against Benfica and other big teams faced in Europe. And his stats also back him up too, because in all competitions, Raphinha produced an incredible 34 goals and 25 assists in 57 matches for a left winger. In La Liga alone, he delivered 18 goals and 9 assists. Those numbers rivaled the best strikers in the world last season. In the Champions League, he scored when it mattered most, but beyond the numbers, his importance to Barcelona cannot be overstated. Whenever Barcelona needed creativity, goals, or magic in the final third, it was Raphinha who stepped up along with Yamal. So now when we compare them head to head, it becomes a bit confusing for many people, but I personally know who I'm choosing, because Vini had the glamour of the Champions League, the prestige of the FIFA Tops Award, and the aura of being the man for Madrid on Europe's biggest nights. Raphinha, on the other hand, had the sheer numbers, the domestic treble, the La Liga Player of the Season award, and the feeling of being Barcelona's most decisive figure all year long. If you value clutch performances on the very biggest stage, you might take Vinicius Jr. But if you prefer consistency, output, and carrying a team through an entire treble-winning campaign, then Raphinha makes a stronger case. And for my 2 cents, I personally take Raphinha over Vini, because when you look at it from the trophy perspective, both players won 3 trophies. And the UCL that's making people forget about how good Raphinha is. Don't forget that Raphinha was just 1 game away from also winning the Champions League. And what edges Raphinha for me over Vini is the fact that the 23-24 Madrid season had almost the best players in the world in all positions, in most of the positions that season, with Courtois, Bellingham, Rodrigo, Valverde, and the likes of them carrying the team along with Vini. But Raphinha only had Pedri, Lewandowski, and Yamal, while carrying those numbers and winning those trophies. To me, that's more impressive. That is why I believe that Raphinha 24-25 is better than Vinicius Jr 23-24. Let me know if you agree with me, and I'll see you next time.